Rachel Roddy's recipe for potato and tinned fish cakes. Have known for months, maybe even a year, that a tin of tuna had fallen down the back of the cupboard. It was only when a tin of sardines followed it, and got stuck on the way, that I finally pulled everything out to save them. In return, they saved dinner. Putting fish in a tin is a sustainable act, in principle, anyway, because it gives almost everlasting life to a product with an extremely short shelf life and an extremely high risk of waste. Another thing about tinned fish is the deep umami flavor that can develop during the curing and canning process, especially when the fish is preserved in a good-tasting brine or oil, which is not only deeply delicious, but thrifty, meaning that a small amount goes a long way. However, both these things depend on countless tangled factors. It is at moments such as this when I imagine I am Hattie Ellis at the beginning of her book What to Eat, which I am on a mission to see updated and reissued, standing in a shop and staring at the shelf, overwhelmed by sticky questions about food and thinking, which tin should I choose? The Ethical Shopper website is an excellent resource, and in brief, when it comes to tinned tuna, its advice is to look for line or pole-caught tuna, to choose skipjack, and to avoid controversial brands. Another thing to look out for is the small, blue Master of Science, Marine Stewardship Council label. Now, in recommending this, I must note that there has been a fair bit of well-reported controversy over this eco-label, with Ocean Rebellion calling for more transparency, and for the Master of Science to enact substantial reforms. But this is also an example of controversy being a good thing, if it throws light on shady corners, and as a result, means we demand more of the bodies regulating something as crucial as fishing. The label does, however, remain a good place to start when navigating choices around tinned fish. According to the Master of Science, the contents of the tin are certified, and from a fishery that has been independently assessed on 3 core principles: that fishing is at a level that ensures it can continue indefinitely and that the fish population remains productive and healthy, that it has good management of fishing activity, so other species and habitats within the ecosystem remain healthy, and that the fishery fully complies with relevant laws and is able to adapt to changing environmental circumstances. Now to the circumstances of this week's recipe, in which whatever tins are in your cupboard are the supercharged addition to potato cakes, and which, incredibly, all 3 members of the family enjoyed. Tuna and lemon are great together, so either serve these cakes with wedges of lemon, or make a lemon dressing by shaking together 6 tablespoons of olive oil, the zest of a lemon plus a tablespoon of lemon juice, 2 teaspoons of red wine vinegar, a heaped teaspoon of Dijon mustard, a teaspoon of honey, and some salt and pepper and old jam.